This episode of Destructoid is brought to you by Jackthreads. Coming up on Destructoid, the trailer for Suda51's new game looks totally killer, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance shows off its mega bosses, and Skyrim DLC is finally making its way to PS3 owners. Praise Alduin. Get the full story right now on Destructoid, not live.
Welcome to Destructoid. I'm Tara Long.
And I'm Max Scoville.
Happy Friday, Max.
Happy Friday, Tara. It's not the happiest of Fridays.
No, it is not.
Yep.
I know we told you guys we would be live today, but our producer Zach had emergency surgery earlier this week and Emergery, yes, that is definitely a word.
It's a medical term.
He's still recovering, unfortunately, and as I'm sure you can guess, we are pretty much helpless without him. So, without further ado, let's hop into the pre-recorded news.
Time for news! I think it was last week we told you guys about how the voice actor who played Three Dog in Fallout 3 tweeted how we might be hearing some more of him soon, and then everyone began speculating about whether this was regarding like Fallout 4 or a Fallout movie or whatever, and I poo-pooed and I tut-tutted the possibility of Fallout being a movie, but that maybe could have been sort of close. Earlier this week, it was discovered that Bethesda has filed a Fallout trademark for entertainment services in the nature of an ongoing television program set in a post-nuclear apocalyptic world, to which everyone promptly freaked out. When asked about the possibility of a TV show, however, on Twitter, Three Dog's voice actor said that it was news to him, which would indicate that maybe that wasn't what he was teasing originally. And on top of that, it was uncovered that this trademark thing was actually just the renewal of a trademark that was originally filed back in 2009. So while it is entirely possible that maybe Bethesda has plans for a TV show, you know, somewhere along the line, and who knows, maybe that's coming up real soon, it seems more likely that they're just kind of keeping close guard of their intellectual properties. That being said, it wouldn't surprise me that much if we saw a made-for-YouTube video series for Fallout. I think it's a good universe for that to happen, and you can just, you know, go out to Bakersfield or wherever to film your wasteland. And Halo 4's Forward Unto Dawn was actually kind of a hit, I guess, as far as I know. People seem to like that. And I would much rather watch an original Fallout web series than just a bunch of really boring promotional developer diaries or whatever that they do to promote the things. Who knows? I'm hoping it's Fallout 4. I want Fallout 4 so bad. Anyway, while we're on the subject of Bethesda, Tara?
Yes, thank you, Max. Yeah, while we're on the subject of Bethesda, I don't think any of us were really holding out hope that Skyrim's DLC would ever make it to PS3, but congratulations, hell must have frozen over because it's actually coming out next month. Yep. The global community lead from Bethesda made a blog post today announcing the technical triumph, though they still haven't managed to actually nail down a release date yet. All we know is that PS3 users will be getting all of Skyrim's add-on content sometime in February, which should include Title Update 1.8, as well as Dawnguard, Hearthfire, and Dragonborn, all of which will be discounted 50% off on PSN for the first week, presumably as atonement for making you guys wait this long. Meanwhile, PC users who have been waiting patiently for Dragonborn shouldn't have to wait for too much longer either. That's been set for a February 5th release date on Steam, and it is gonna support English, French, Italian, Spanish, and German right off the bat. So
wonderful.
You overseas folks should be happy about that.
Yeah,
I honestly was not expecting this to ever come to PS3.
Like,
especially Dawnguard, because I just technology, man, it's hard.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about numbers.
Well, that's cool. I mean, we're probably gonna see a Game of the Year edition sooner or later. And I never got to do a review of Dragonborn. The dragon riding, not all that it's cracked up to be. Otherwise, pretty cool though. Anyway, moving on, totally shifting gears. The weirdly prolific and prolifically weird Suda51 dropped a trailer for his latest game yesterday, and it looks up to the level of stylized absurdity that we generally expect from him. The new game is called Killer is Dead, and it follows the adventures of a mercenary named Mondo Zappa as he travels around the world killing murderers. Sure. The gameplay is going to be mainly up-close sword combat, and Mondo also has a robot arm capable of mounting a drill or a gun or whatever else you'd want to mount on a robot arm, I guess. In sort of classic hack-and-slash beat-em-up fashion, Killer is Dead features a meter that fills up when Mondo absorbs enemy blood and then unleashes an adrenaline burst move, which will cause blood to gush excessively from enemy necks when they are decapitated. Video games, everybody. Anyway, the game style has there's sort of like a not quite cel-shaded look. It looks like a cross between Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and SimCity, though I'm sure someone's going to yell at me for making that comparison. The cast of characters looks interesting enough. There's like a sort of zombie guy, and then there's there's some bad guys and some swords, and then there's this one particular blonde woman on a motorcycle wearing a sort of olive jumper with the front open. She looks really similar to Eva from Metal Gear Solid, so maybe that's just me. Who knows? Anyway, Killer is Dead. That's going to be hitting PS3 and 360 sometime this summer, and it is bound to be a ridiculous Japanese game because that's what Suda51 makes.
I think this one looks really cool. I feel like he releases like 2 games a year.
He does put out a lot of games.
Their studio puts out a lot of stuff. I'm impressed.
Busy.
Yeah.
Also, I'm way more interested. People are comparing this to like Killer 7 in the look, and it just looks more interesting to me than Lollipop Chainsaw did. Lollipop Chainsaw, I feel like was trying way too hard.
Yeah, that was definitely the most mainstream.
And I was so tired of it by the time it actually came out because it had been promoted so much.
At least it's a short game.
Anyway.
So moving on again to a completely different kind of game. SimCity is going to be kicking off their beta next week, and if you didn't get a chance to sign up when they first announced it last August, then the time for redemption is nigh. Now, this is a closed beta, and space is extremely limited, so they're only selecting a few people at random, and unfortunately, they're not giving access to the full game either. It's just a 1-hour slice. But you will be able to play that 1-hour slice as many times as you want, which obviously in a game like SimCity can lead to many different outcomes, so it's not all bad. The beta is taking place over 4 days, happening January 25th through the 28th, and sign up ends this Monday. So if you're feeling lucky, you can head over to simcity.com/en_us/beta/info. I guess it might be different if you're in a different country. Either way, you can go there and throw your name into the hat, although you will need an Origin ID to get in.
Boo!
So yeah, be prepared for that.
Boo!
I had to look mine up and then change my password because I forgot it. It's been a long time since I used Origin. Also, their website is experiencing some problems, so if you go to that page and see something like this, they recommend trying a hard refresh and clearing your cache. Or you could probably just like wait a day or two and try again. I mean, registration just went live this morning, so I'm sure their website is getting slammed, but it's not like first come or first serve or anything. So as long as you sign up before Monday, you should be good. I actually just visited Maxis's offices earlier this week to try out the first few hours of SimCity. I'm going to be talking all about my experience when the embargo lifts next Friday, and I will, of course, have 2 interviews going up for my visit as well. One with the game's creative director, Ocean Quigley, who has the most amazing mustache I've ever seen. And the other one is with Stone Labrandy, who is the lead designer. You've probably heard him talk over a lot of those SimCity gameplay videos they've been putting up on YouTube.
Stone and Ocean.
I know, they have the cool Ocean Quigley. You can't make that kind of name up.
That's
Sounds like
pretty
a
crazy.
Family Guy character. Either way, so yeah, keep your eyes out for those next week on youtube.com/rev3games.
We have a lot of stuff going up next week. Like, one reason this episode is short is because we have crazy things happening. I'm going to have my review for Ni no Kuni and The Cave going up sometime next week. I'm also going to be talking to the director of Deadly Premonition. Some other things are happening. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to have our regular Tuesday and Friday shows, hopefully back to normal. But again, apologies, it's a short episode. Things will happen. If you want to add me on Origin, my username is bonglord69. On that note, let's take a word from our sponsor.
Yes, I'm sure they'll love your username.
All I play is The Simpsons tapped out. Gentlemen of the Cybernet, unless you have really amazing hair, your clothes are probably the first thing people will notice about you, so it's a good idea to wear clothes that make you look cool. Unfortunately, cool clothes are frequently expensive. What a dilemma. Thankfully, there's Jack Threads. It is a members-only online shopping club for guys. They offer a wide collection of men's clothing, shoes, and accessories to fit every style, all for up to 80% off every day. Whether you're going for a more formal or preppy look or just want some jeans and t-shirts to bro out in, Jack Threads has you covered, and again, it's all on sale every day. You guys always ask me where my watch is from. It is actually an iPod Nano case attached to a mismatched strap, and you cannot buy that on Jack Threads, but Jack Threads does have this gorgeous Republic watch for $70, as well as a lot of other nice watches. You should go get a nice watch, because that is like a foreign car you wear on your wrist, and they don't have to be super duper expensive on Jack Threads. Normally there is a wait list to join, but if you go to jackthreads.com/destruct, you can sign up right now. It is just a great deal on clothes. It is free to join. You're not obligated to buy anything, and hey, every sign up helps support our show. Again, that is jackthreads.com/destruct.
Also a good way to spend that leftover Christmas money.
Indeed.
Which none of you probably have.
Because you spend it all on video games. So yeah, video games. If you guys missed it, a new Metal Gear Rising Revengeance trailer went up, and it gives us an up-close look at 4 of the game's bosses, all of whom we've already seen before. I don't know if there are going to be any surprises by the time the game actually comes out. For starters, there's Mistral, which is, I know as a font name. She's the lady who tears the arms off of the geckos, those little ball robot things, and then sticks them on herself to sort of become like a mecha Shiva, and she sort of rolls the little balls around, and we get a sort of look at her boss fight. Then there's Monsoon, who is basically like a Vector Man made out of slinkies, and he sort of has his weird sort of sausage limbs just flapping apart, and you fight him, obviously, because he's a boss. And then there's the big, huge guy, Sundowner, who we haven't actually seen in gameplay, I don't think. He's got the big sort of Uruk-hai-looking meat cleaver swords that heat up, and he also has sections of armor plating that will form an annoying wall when you're fighting him, which he also hits you with, because video games. And then finally there's Samuel, who's just another cyborg ninja samurai guy with swords, and we don't actually get a look at him in action, just a little bit of a snippet of a cutscene. Anyway, that's Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. It's a new trailer. At this point, I just want the game to come out. I just want to actually play the game. And thankfully, it looks like I won't have to wait a whole lot longer. The game is hitting PS3 and 360 in just over a month, somewhere between February 19th and 22nd, depending on what country of the world you live in. And hey, if you don't have any money and you want to play it sooner, good news. Revengeance is going to have a demo hitting PSN and Xbox Live next week on like Tuesday-ish. So if you didn't play the Zone of the Enders HD collection, now you get a free demo to download to your console of choice.
Lots of good demos out right now.
Yeah.
We got the Dead Space 3 one just went up also
my.
a couple days ago, so I will actually be reviewing Dead Space 3
Oh,
myself.
what do you
So if you guys
know?
are excited for that, youtube.com/rev3games, you know where to find us. Speaking of that, we probably should wrap this up.
Yep.
I apologize once again that we were not able to go live, and I apologize that this episode is shorter than usual. Blame Zach. If you want to actually hop on Twitter and send him some photos of like sports memorabilia,
sports memorabilia.
or like freshly healed hands that are really nice, I'm sure that would do wonders for ensuring him a speedy recovery.
I
and I know
saw him
he'd
the other
appreciate
day.
it.
He's got to keep his hand elevated, so he's walking around like Rookie of the Year.
So is he just like hailing
He's
everybody?
just,
Oh
he's
my
like,
God.
hey, I'm Zach. Anyway, he's
love that
at
movie.
Zach Miner on Twitter, and we're on there too. She's Tara Longest. I'm Max Scoville, and the show is Detoid Show. We love you guys very much. We're sorry we couldn't be here live to give you guys codes and presents and kisses and hugs and all that. And we will be back here on Tuesday. And I hope if you have a good holiday weekend if you're in America, and a good regular weekend everywhere else. Good night.